What I wanted to do is talk a little bit about why we are so unhappy and why we shouldn't be. And I don't know about you all, but every day, one problem after the other. I was making a list. ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, Ebola, journalists being killed, instability in Ukraine, sectarian violence in Nigeria, global recession we're coming out of, and jobs have disappeared. And by the way, that was just this morning, right? And I'm not making light of those. Those are very, very serious issues. But if one solution is just don't read the paper, but the WorldPost is a paper, so let's read the paper and read the WorldPost anyway. But you see my points. We have the sense that there is no cause for optimism. And in fact, it's interesting is that on this side anyway, it feels like many people are blaming technology for these ills. And I think that part of what I wanted to do today is to tell you that that's not right. That in fact technology is in many cases the solution. And that technological achievement and advancement is, I think, essential to the life in the 21st century. So I thought I'd start by using my favorite search engine, Google. To go 100 years ago, so 1915, terrorism was on the rise in Tsarist Russia. Archduke Franz Ferdinand was assassinated by a Serbian nationalist, leading to World War I, which is often thought to be the most damaging of all the wars. The Spanish flu in 1918 would kill 50 million people, right? So 1915 wasn't so good either. And what's interesting is in this context, what was happening? You had the invention of the telephone and radio, the telegraph, the automobile and the airplane were all bringing us together. There was tremendous discussion about these technologies and would they make the world better or worse. And what about earlier? What about 1615? The gunpowder plot tried and ultimately failed to create an explosion in the English House of Lords and assassinate King James I. Every British person here knows the whole story. And Europe was on the beginning of a 30-year war, right? Now what's interesting is at exactly the same time, modern trade routes were being opened up. The science of the day was the globalization of trading and all the things that it brought the world together. But what's interesting is that the agricultural advances at the time failed to wipe out one of the greatest famines in Russia and the collapse of the Ming Dynasty in China. So my point is that somehow we think it's different now, but in fact, humans have been the same for a very long time. And if you go back to 1615, you're much happier now, trust me. And if you're confused about this, just think dentistry, and we'll go on there.